Hey guys, it's Madison Beer. I just dropped a single called Good and Goodbye, and I talked about it here on the Zach Sang Show.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Question.
Okay.
Those shoes that are, they look like they've been through hell.
Do they?
I
No.
mean-
Why? Because they have stuff hanging off of them?
Well, that's the style.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, so how much...
Which I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I try to keep up with the kids.
Got it.
You know.
Just out of curiosity, that's like...
They're like $1,200.
That's disgusting.
I know. But because they're off-white. They're off-white Jordans.
That look like they've been hanging from one of the...
I agree with you.
electrical
No, and there's
cords.
another part that is even worse that I took off. It looks like
Little
a...
tag thing, the
yeah,
orange
it's like a
thing.
tag.
You took that off?
Because it's ugly and it like dangles. And I'm like, get this out of here. It's like a piece of plastic.
Madison Beer, isn't that what you paid $1,200
yes,
for?
Yes. But I don't want that.
By the way, hello, beautiful human. Dan is here, and we welcome back to the studio Madison Beer.
Hooray!
Thank you for this sweatsuit, jumpsuit energy you're giving us
You're
today.
welcome. Thank you for the sick energy you're giving me today.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so scared.
I fight with Dan, though, because he genuinely believes that sickness is all in the head.
I don't believe in it.
Dan with these conspiracy theories, always. Like, let's go. Here we go.
I don't believe in being sick. I think it's all mental.
You've never been sick.
No, not that I can remember.
You might just have a really strong immune system.
No, if you think you're sick, you'll be sick.
That's
if you
just
don't,
not scientifically backed up. I love you, but like not even remotely true. I'm always sick all the time. I agree with you. I think that like if you kind of push through it, you will feel better. But I think that if you genuinely are sick, you are sick. Like there's no going around that. There's no like, I'm not sick. And then all of a sudden like your flu is gone.
yeah, no, that's how it works.
I don't think it is.
You should try it.
I've been deathly ill before, and I am like positive it's not a placebo, but I'll try it next time
All right.
after I get sick because I'm in this room.
Oh, Jesus. Don't manifest that for yourself.
That's how that works. I'll manifest that.
Good and Goodbye.
Yeah.
Great record.
Thank you.
Can you please define...
You heard it for real?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the video?
I have not seen the video.
Okay, we should show him the video. You should see the video before we talk, I think.
Okay.
Just so you could talk about it because it's like the biggest point of the thing.
Wait, hold on. So before I will watch it mid-conversation.
Okay,
But
think you should.
when you're creating a record today, because you've created many songs over the years you've been doing this,
Yeah.
do you put different focus on the visual side of it,
Yeah.
like compared to the songs that have come before?
Yeah. Well, no. Okay, so I've always done like heavy visuals. I've always been really visually oriented, I
The
would
live
say.
show is sick.
Thank you. But I don't know. So having the album, like campaign beginning, I think that it was really important for me to get better visuals and like make sure that everything was like exactly how I saw it. Because in the past, I've had these concepts that then go to a director that then get kind of watered down a bit and they're just not what I want. So for me, I'm just like, I'm not doing that anymore. Like I'm not settling for anything other than exactly what my idea is. So
how do you work with? Do you work with somebody or do you direct it yourself?
no, okay, well, so yeah, like I direct it myself, but obviously being in front of the camera, you can't be behind the camera as
Yeah.
well. So I have people who are co-directing it with me and who are helping me do everything, like the logistics of it all, because obviously I don't have experience in that stuff, but it is directed by me, written by me, created by me, starring me. But yeah, it's been really good. And this is the first one that's coming out that has all those kind of like title cards at the beginning, and it's really dope. I really love it.
When you're creating a music video, are you trying to make the video an extension of the song? Is it supposed to be a different story, but like
I would say
utilizing the
it's
song?
more so a different story. Like Good and Goodbye is a breakup song very visibly from the jump, and the video has nothing to do with boys or anything like that. And I like that because I think that like you don't have to. I like switching how you perceive a song. I think that's like my whole thing. I really enjoy doing that.
Because there are numerous meanings a song could take on.
Yeah, and I think like okay, so like let's say you have this crazy idea to do like a Matrix and style inspired music video. What song is gonna lyrically make sense for that? You know what I mean? So like I just think it comes to a point where it's like if you have an idea that you love and you have a song that has the right vibe to it, those two worlds can mend. I think there's no problem with that. So Good and Goodbye is like basically a video game in a video. I really want you to watch it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I
We'll
won't
take a time out here.
The video has been watched.
Yay.
Phenomenal.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Thank you.
Highly, I mean, like, it's like a real life video game, which I feel like is one of your fantasies
Yeah.
up until this point.
Yeah.
But it's also like you're battling with yourself.
Right. So okay. So basically, there's a skit that comes after that, which is explaining what that all is. So there's like basically what you saw at the beginning with like the lab life support. that whole thing.
Matrix C.
Yeah. So it's this experiment they're running on me because your left and your right brain are like constantly at war trying to balance each other. So that's the experiment to see which one's stronger, my left or my right brain. So that'll all be teased on my Instagram before the video drops.
So which one is your left and which is your right? The weird-eyed
That's up
one?
for you to decide. I don't know. Because left, your brain doesn't really work like that. There's not like a good and bad side.
Yeah.
It's more like one's logistics, one's emotion. So it's like kind of whichever one you think is the bad one. I don't know. For some reason, I always think the evil one's on the right. I don't know why. I feel like when there's like the angel and devil on your shoulder, I feel like the angel's always on your left, right? Like in movies. So I don't know. Right side to me is always evil.
What was it like putting those freaking eyes in?
Couldn't see anything. And I shot, by the way, two 12-hour days that were with. So also like my genius idea always ends up fucking me over. Like every time I come up with a video concept, I love it in theory, and then when it comes to shooting it, I'm like, why do I do this to myself every single time? Like some of the music videos that we have coming out like have been such a nightmare to shoot, but obviously it's so worth it. So with that one on set, we had to cut the day in half day good Madison, half day evil Madison, which getting glam change doesn't sound like it's that annoying, but like it's very annoying.
When it's that intense?
Yeah, so like you have to get like full hair and makeup redone, which takes like another 2 hours sitting in the chair. And half of that video was shot on just blue and green screens in a harness. So like, yeah, and being in a harness all day is not comfortable for the vajay.
Yeah, because you're...
It's really not. It hurts so bad.
There are some sacrifices to be
There was also like
rocketed to the
5
moon.
of me walking around because there were stunt doubles. So every time I would look, I'm like, hey. And
You
there's
didn't
like,
do your own stunts?
I did all my own stunts, but I needed someone to fight with.
Oh, that's correct.
Thank you. I did actually. The stunt people were like, you don't have to do this much, and I was like, no, that's because it sells it way better. Because if there's only so much, so similar, you can get someone's body to look to mine. So it's like, as much I can do is like the better. So literally, I would do half the day fighting with a stunt double who played evil Madison, I being good Madison, doing backflips and back handsprings. There was also a shot you could see where she kicks me in the stomach, so I had to kick her. Then I have to change, and I have to be the one who's getting kicked. And when I get kicked, they have like 5 dudes jump off a block holding the other side of the string. So when she kicks me, it pulls me. So I have to do this illusion of like letting my body go like that, you know?
Yeah.
It was so painful. It like knocked the wind out of me every time I did it. But I was like, okay, do one more. That wasn't good enough. Like, you don't understand. I really did like too many of my own stunts. They were like, you aren't qualified to do all this stuff. And I was like, no, but it's going to make it look way better. So
Well, it makes it look way better.
I just did it.
It's like a different level of investment.
Yeah. And I also enjoy it. Like, whatever. It's
fun.
one day I could be like in pain. It's fine.
What is the most fun part about this whole process?
I think shooting it is obviously really fun, but I think seeing the footage afterwards and like editing it is really fun. Because I'm in all the editing bays and like editing it with them and picking the shots. Because I don't really like doing the whole like, get me a cut of the video, send it to me, like make notes. I'd rather just be there and be editing it with them and coloring it with them and whatnot. So I was in the room when they were editing it, and it was just so rewarding. It's also, this video was really hard because usually when you see footage back, it's very close to what's gonna end up being in it. Maybe it's not colored or done with beauty, but it's gonna be close to what's gonna be in it. You have to really like understand this was blue and green and ropes and nothing.
You can't imagine that when you're on set.
So it's like, so basically when I'm watching it and I'm picking these shots, I'm like, what's gonna be around me in these shots? So then they sent me, the next step was picture lock, and then they started clay rendering everything. So there's like this fake clay world that's all gray. And again, it looks so fake. And I'm like, this is not going to look real. Then the next step is coloring it. And then the next step is building it out for real, making it animated. It's like, if I showed you from like version 1 to version 50, unreal. It's insane. It's crazy.
Harder to do the video than to make the record?
Yes. Making the record is very easy for me and my team. Like, we just have fun and we just bounce off each other. Making the video is a much more intense process, I would say.
Yeah, it's like a behemoth.
Yeah.
So are you using the same producers and writers on this entire album?
The whole album was done by me and like the whole crew who did Dear Society.
Wow.
Yeah, and the guy who produced Home With You. And so separately, producer, Home With You, writers of off my EP, Fools, Teenager in Love, Tyler Durden.
Cool.
And then now we're all together, plus a few, but like now we're all on the album. So yeah, it's like just all the same crew. I'm so happy.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Real quick, I got to talk to you about school. If you're planning on going back to school, you should really ask yourself the following questions. Do you need flexibility to go to school on your schedule? Do you have transfer credits that you want to carry over with you to your new degree program? Or Do you want a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answer yes to any of those questions, ASU really could be for you. Seriously, Arizona State University is a legitimate university. You know, it offers 200 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You could get the same exact degree that you would on campus from anywhere in the world, totally on your schedule. And if you're interested in more information, text Zach to 35517. Find out why the Wall Street Journal says that ASU is 5th in the nation for producing the most qualified graduates. 85% of their graduates actually get jobs within 90 days of graduation. So if you want to learn to grow, learn to succeed, learn to thrive, ASU really could be for you. Text Zach, Z-A-C-H, to 35517. That is Zach to 35517. Sorry. Can you tell me how this song started? Good and Goodbye?
So I think it actually started with the second verse. We had this like on the piano, me and my writers, we were like messing around and we were like dun 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 dun, like, and we just kept singing that because it was so cool. And we were doing, and then this girl Lowell, who was amazing, she would do like a harmony over me, and then I would do another one, and we would just be like, this is so tight, but we didn't really know like what it was. And then we started laying it down, and it's funny because usually either a song starts with like the chorus or the beat usually, and for it to start with the second verse was a little weird. And then we just kind of like kept going on the concept, and we started then like doing the word play things and being like, you put the over in lover, X in next, there's no I in trouble, just the you since we met, because you're toxic boy, I ain't even gotta try to find the G-O-O-D in goodbye. And like we all would say it, and we kept trying to come up with more things to add because it wasn't really that easy. And then like, and especially the flow, finding words are easy, but to make them flow was difficult. But then we all loved it, like G-O-O-D and goodbye. So it was really easy to make it. This was actually one of the first. This was like part of a collection of the first songs that we played for my team, being like, this is the start of the album for real. There was probably like 3 more before this, but this was one of the earlier ones for sure. And this was one of the first ones that we were like, this is going to be a single for sure.
Were the 2 that came before it, will they show up on the album or no?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I've been making this album for like over a year now.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm so excited that it's coming out.
Why is Good and Goodbye the first public?
To me, it felt like the perfect segue. It felt like, because Dear Society, I feel like was like messaging wise, it was really personal to me. And I feel like having this be the first one on the album was, in my opinion, like regaining my like bad energy in a sense. Like, I don't know. I feel like Dear Society was kind of my like end of an era. I actually thought that was going to be like the first thing off of the album, but I was like, this is going to be the end of the era, and it's going to kind of be like closing that chapter off, and this is the start of the new one. And I also really liked it because it is, I don't want to say it's a breakup album because I don't really view it like that. I view it as more so of like a emotional roller coaster album that like touches on every point of my life over the past year. But I think it is, if you really listen to all the lyrics, and I think this is the first one because it's like signifying that there was a breakup or there's some turmoil happened in some aspect. And especially the video that went with it. I think the video was what really pushed me to have it be the first release.
Sick.
Thank you.
Who's the song about?
It's not really about anyone. It's really not.
It doesn't need to be.
It's actually really not. Like, genuinely, there are other songs on my album that like when they come out we can discuss because they are blatantly about people. But this one was genuinely just like a message to all people that like you need to find the good that's in goodbye sometimes, because it's hard, I think, when you break up with somebody that was especially really like toxic or abusive or manipulative with you. It's really hard to like end it for real, because there's like this like Stockholm syndrome that happens sometimes with people where they're like in love with the person who's kind of being horrible to them. And I know I've been there, and a lot of people I know have been there. And I think like it's important when you're saying goodbye to somebody, obviously you're saying goodbye for a reason, but like to focus on the good that's going to come for your life now that you are done with this person, I think is really important. And that's something that was hard for me when I went through a breakup to realize. I was thinking of all the negatives and how I'm going to miss this and miss that, but I wasn't thinking of like, yeah, but now you're not going to be held down, you're going to be supported, you're going to be pursued, you're going to be loved. Like, you have to remember the good things. So I think this was obviously the song's not as deep as that, but if you really want to like get there, I think that's what this song is really about to me.
And by the way, goodbye is universal. You say goodbye to a lot of things in your life that are
toxic
more
friendships, work, jobs. Like, there's like things that like I think saying goodbye for people is just difficult in general, and I think that like having this song is helpful. I think.
What are you thinking?
Sorry, I have no drama for you, Dan.
You
No.
don't need to.
I will. When we talk about the album, I will give you tea.
Come on.
I mean, we'll talk about the song more, then we'll get into some drama.
Okay.
Wait, what?
This is what I know I come here for with Dan.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. He knows I love him.
Side eye, well deserved. By the way, totally original. How many songs have you heard Goodbye? But like, I've never heard anybody like really focus on the good side of Bye.
Yeah.
Ever.
Thanks.
I'm pumped for it. It obviously comes out today, so listen to it. There's going to be a link in the bio, so you can stream it or watch the video. Is the video dropping same day?
Same day. Yep.
What a time to be alive.
What a time.
Why did you think People's Blood was black? But that's the video game, really.
So we had like an issue with YouTube because they were like, we don't want to get into too gory of a world. But I also like doing things that are out of like left of center. And I don't know. I figured that like evil Madison with like this like black goopy stuff was cool. I actually have a photo of me like every time before we did that shot, the first shot, I would like dunk my hands in this literally like black slime. And I would just be standing there and it'd be dripping off, and it was really cool. It was really dope.
And the nails
but I don't know.
The nails are sick. You turned your finger into a lighter.
That's like actually an Easter egg. So people will see what I mean by that. But I'll tell you, we have a video that's coming out that I have the same nails for because we shot it the same week, which isn't that cool, but it's cool to me because I'm like, look, if you notice, it's the same exact nails as another video coming out way later.
But is this a universe that continues?
Yeah.
Because the way the video ends, it leads you to more.
Yeah, that's like. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, it. I guess it's not giving it away because it's blatantly that, but yeah, like the uniform, what's on the uniform, like the whole thing is definitely a universe that is continuous throughout the album. It's not just like also I think that what's important about this single is that my fans are very used to one song and then like Bye Bye Madison for a few months. It's not like a rollout or a plan. I mean, around my EP there was somewhat of that, but still not really. But now it's like I'm really going to be releasing music very consistently, and I'm so excited for that because I have never done that before, and it's going to feel so good.
But does that, okay, obviously you're excited.
Yeah.
Like the more stuff you put out there, the more opportunities you have to be judged, opinions are
That
flying.
I don't care. No, I'm so proud of this stuff. I like, not one part of me is worried or like, oh, this is like more stuff for people to judge me on. Like this is the most honest and vulnerable stuff to me. Like the second single that's coming out is a really like emotional song for me. I can't even listen to it without like bawling my eyes out. So the fact that, first of all, it's my first like song time being vulnerable. Like I don't feel like people have really seen that side to me, which is funny because we've been making this album for so long, and I would say more than half of the songs are sad songs. So it's funny that it's like I have to remind myself that the public really doesn't know that side of me yet. So I'm really looking forward to this second single release, especially. It's actually like maybe even more than Good and Goodbye, to be honest. It's because it's like just I'm so excited to finally like be human.
You want people to see that and understand that part of
Yeah,
it.
well, because I think people like sometimes forget that I actually go through things and have emotions. Because I could talk about like, yeah, like your ex, don't go back to that person, like da 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 da. But it's always in this like I said before, like this bad kind of like role. Whereas I want to also show the sides where like no, there are nights where I'm crying and I'm upset and I miss this person and it's hard for me. And I think it's really easy to pretend like it's all like. Nah, I'm over this person, when I want to show that that's not how you always have to be.
How do you think a majority of the public looks at you or like sees Madison Beer?
Very misunderstood from what I really am. I think that's something I've like always known though, and it's really difficult. My therapist even like had a whole talk with me once where she was like, I think one of the main reasons that you struggle sometimes with like your mental health or even just like your happiness is because you have this like Madison Beer person that it's not your fault because it's just like the music you've made, the image you put out, the way you carry yourself. Like you have this like confident kind of attitude about you, but like in reality, you're like a nerd who computer codes and edits her videos and like wears no makeup 90% of the time and like isn't like they're just opposite people. And she explained to me that like psychologically, the number one way to make yourself like depressed and anxious is going against who you really are. Like if your main thing in life is I would never steal. Stealing is something I would never do. And you said to me, Madison, I want to be depressed. How can I make myself depressed? I would say go steal something. And you would be depressed and you would feel really anxious and you would feel really upset. So for me, the biggest thing in my life is staying true to myself. So I think that having a lot of people like constantly misunderstand me is difficult. Not that I think that everyone should like off the bat know me for who I am, because it's hard to be completely authentically yourself, especially in my position, but it's tough for sure to be seen for things that I'm like, no, but that's not really what I value. Like I remember this guy came up to me one time, and I was out at like a random restaurant. He walked up to me and he was like, "Hi, I just want to say, don't give a about you, don't care about your music, but you're the only girl I've ever seen who watches Bo Burnham, Nathan Fielder, and likes Rick and Morty, and I just want to say that I think you're dope and I really like you." And
So
I was
you
like,
want that?
yeah, and I was like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. And he was like, really? And I was like, yes, because you're seeing me for the things that I value. I value humor. I value like communication. Like these are the things that I actually in my heart value. So for me, for someone to see just that was really dope to me. Even though some people probably be like, is that all you want to be seen for? No, but that's like, to me, that's seeing me from like my heart and my brain rather than just like the things that anyone could
Totally.
see, you know?
A song or a gossip story, whatever.
Yeah, like Instagram followers, like sure, anyone can look at that and see, but like this fact that this dude really was like, oh, Madison Beer's cool because she likes the same things that I do. That was cool to me. I was like, thanks, dude.
Rick and Morty fans stick together.
Yeah.
How do you think most people see you then?
I think most people probably just see me as like opposite of what I am. They probably see me as some like very shallow, vapid girl, like who doesn't really creatively do things or like has a brain of her own. Because I mean, I would probably look at me like that if I didn't know me too.
So how do you change it?
With my music over time. I also don't really care as much as I feel like I'm making it out to be. Like I don't, every day isn't like I'm trying to prove myself to people. It's more so like I'm hoping that with this album, with this new music, people are gonna finally see like the side of me that I want to be seen.
Hey, beautiful human, thanks for watching our full interview, but I get it. Like, a full interview is a lot. So we got a clips channel. We don't expect you to watch the full thing anymore, so we just gave you the highlights. Please subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Okay, cool. I love you.